Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Velvet Wave Shinobi. Welcome back to my revisit and redesign series, where today we'll be taking a look at mob farms. Specifically, I'll be showing you guys 5 different mob farms that I have in my world, and explain a little bit of detail about the different mobs that spawn within them and the items I get from them. First up, we have my general mob farm. This farm relies solely on darkness to spawn 7 different types of mobs. It uses a trident killer, and you can get up to 19 different items from this farm. Now, the reason why I want to start off with this farm is because it only requires darkness in order for mobs to start spawning. You can easily expand it, and with the small investment of a few stacks of cobblestone and some leaves and a little bit of water, you can be getting items and experience in no time. As you guys can see here, once I got further along, I even threw an overflow system, an anvil and grindstone, and even a mini smelter. This way, any extra pieces of armor can go into nuggets, and I can use those for other resources. Now again, you can start this farm off to be a drop shoot where all the mobs are a one-hit kill, and then expand into a trident killer later once you gather the resources. Our next farm is going to be a skeleton mob spawner farm. Now this farm relies on darkness and a monster spawner to spawn one type of mob, so it doesn't offer a wide variety of items. However, it is another great source of XP. Now, depending on which mob spawner you find, you'll have a very specific group of items that you can get from it. This one was my skeleton spawner, and as you can see, I decorated the entrance of the spawner with the skeleton head to match. If you go down here, the dungeon area, as I like to call it, is decorated with a combination of deep slate and stone bricks with a little bit of spruce. And with this on and off switch, I'm able to turn the spawner on and off. Hopping into my creative world, you can see this is achieved by simply hooking up some redstone lamps with a simple redstone line all the way down to a switch connected to my bed. And now I'm able to turn the farm on and off whenever I want. Now this farm actually produced my first diamond helmet of this world, but since I got it off a skeleton spawner, I thought it was cheating and I didn't actually use it. So it sits here. If we go out the back, you can see that there are glow squid in this pool. But before the Lush Caves update, I actually used to collect axolotls in this pool.
Napalm dropping bombs like.
Now the third farm on the list is my gold farm, which relies on continuously lighting the nether portal to spawn zombie piglin. This farm gets me tons of gold ingots, nuggets, rotten flesh, and golden swords. Now, although it only spawns one mob, it's actually one of the fastest sources of experience. If I aggravate one of the zombie piglin before turning on the trident killer, the piglin will actually move into the kill chamber a lot faster. Now this farm is also one of the loudest farms, as the zombie piglin always sound like nails on a chalkboard when they start dying. As you guys can see, within a few minutes of using this farm, I was able to go from level 13 to level 20. And just like all of my farms, I made sure to tack on a mini item sorting system, which also smelts out all of my golden swords down into gold nuggets. Now the next farm on the list is a witch farm. Although it only spawns one type of mob, witches offer one of the widest variety of loot tables. Now as you guys can see here, the look is more of a tainted spire type build. Once you identify the spawning platform for the witches, you can actually tear down the entire witch's hut as I've done here and build whatever you want around it. Now this is my kill chamber, and here's my up and down elevators. The first level takes you to a balcony and a bed sleeping area where I sometimes like to set my spawn in between gaining levels and potions. And then up here you can see another trident killer where the witch gets shot up from the bubble elevator and I'm able to dispatch him. Now, as you guys can see here, witches offer a lot of different potions, such as potions of healing, fire resistance, and water breathing. The last farm on the list is my raid farm. Now this farm is the only farm on the list that's actually constructed of two separate parts that are not directly connected to each other. You have the main part right here, the pillager outpost, and then you have the spawning platform for the raiders. Now the aesthetic of this farm, as you can tell, I kept it pretty similar to the original look of a pillager outpost. Now in here, all of these shulker boxes are full of totems of undying, and I usually come and clean out the emeralds every now and again for trading. Now this farm does provide a lot of enchanted books. However, my main source for enchanted books comes from my villager breeder. This farm also provides a lot of different fuel sources for a smelting system. So in that aspect, it's self-fueling as well. Now right here, you'll have my first trident killer. This is where I'm able to get bad omen from killing the pillager captain. With a quick flick of the switch, all I have to do is wait for one captain to spawn and be dispatched, and then I just need to head upstairs. From here, I'm in range of a villager, which technically counts as a village. And then from there, a raid starts, and I'm able to turn on my second trident killer and begin waiting for all of the nice loot, drops, and experience. This is another farm that offers a huge benefit to the early Minecrafter because of the various types of enchanted books, the totems of undying, and all the emeralds that are great for villager trading. Here are some final tips to keep in mind. Now I'm not sure if it's been fixed or not, but there was a bug to where a pillager captain would actually trigger 2 raids, meaning that after your victory banner disappeared from screen and you got in range of another village, you would actually trigger a second raid. A good practice to get around this is to make sure you wait around a few minutes after your first raid is complete to see if a second one will start. Another good idea is to have multiple mob farms spaced out in your world. That way when you have accidents like this, you can easily get to one to get your levels back. You don't want to have to travel hundreds of blocks to get to your only source of experience. Now lucky for me, I crashed pretty much in between my raid farm and my skeleton farm. So once I was able to get to my ender chest, I could get my backup rockets, wings, and then go and pick up my stuff. Which brings me to another tip. Always have as many ender chests as you can spaced all throughout your world, and especially near your mob farm. So as you guys can see, I'm back in front of my gold farm, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to recover some of those levels. Make sure you guys leave a like and comment on the video and let me know what you guys think. I do have a few other mob farms in this world, but for today, I'm gonna cap it at 5 and save those for a future video. I appreciate all of you guys for watching and thank you for all the support. Remember, love, peace, and wave grease.